Okay, so our next talk is the journal presentation, and the title is on optimal constraint programming approach to the OpenShop problem, and the talk is given by Arnaud Malapert.
Okay. Good afternoon, my name is Arnaud Malapert, and I'm going to present an optimal constraint programming approach to the OpenShop problem. This is joint work with Adrien Cambazard and my former thesis advisor, Christelle Guéret, Narendra Jussien, Louis-Martin Rousseau, and André Langevin. First, I will briefly recall some basic notion about constraint optimization problem and also shop scheduling problem. Then I will introduce the constraint that we can use to formulate constraint programming model for the OpenShop problem before introducing the complete algorithm for the OpenShop problem, and then we will discuss experimental result. So a constraint satisfaction problem is defined by a triplet, a set of variables, a set of domain which are the possible value for the variable, and a set of constraints which are the logical relation between the variable. A constraint optimization problem is simply a constraint satisfaction problem with the addition of an objective function. This is great because it allows to express almost any objective function, but it could be also a weakness because it means that we do not have any dedicated reasoning for the optimization, for optimizing the objective function. So, in fact, solving a constraint optimization problem consists in solving a sequence of constraint satisfaction problems. There is two main families of optimization procedure. So in the figure, there is a table which represents the possible, the initial domain of the objective variable, and the star represents feasible solution with a given objective value. The rest star is simply the optimal solution. So with a bottom-up procedure, we start with a lower bound as a target upper bound, and we solve the problem. This target upper bound is incremented until the problem becomes feasible. So it means that we solve a sequence of infeasible problems and only one feasible problem which gives the optimal solution at the end of the search. On the contrary, a top-down procedure starts with an upper bound and tries to improve it until the problem becomes feasible. So it means that we solve a sequence of feasible subproblem which gives upper bound, and at the end we solve one single infeasible subproblem which gives the proof that the last found upper bound is optimal. So in shop scheduling, we have a set of n jobs which consist each of m tasks that must be processed on m different machines. So in this figure, each machine is represented as a line, and each job is represented by the task with the same color. So each machine can process only one job at a time, and similarly, the task of a job can be processed only one at a time. The goal is to find schedule with a minimal makespan, which is the maximal completion time among all tasks. In the OpenShop, the operation of a job can be processed in any order, whereas in some other shop scheduling problem, the operation of a job must be processed in some order. So this is an interesting problem because they give some structural information about critical tasks, critical paths, which are set of consecutive tasks which determine the makespan, and also for optimizing other objective function, it is sometimes enough to consider schedule with minimal makespan. There is many related works on OpenShop scheduling and shop scheduling in general. We have some exact method which mostly rely on complex branching scheme and follow the bottom-up optimization procedure. So in order to compete with the meta-heuristics which are able to compute quickly very good upper bound, our goal was to design a simple and efficient top-down algorithm. So in constraint programming, a task is usually represented by a triplet of integer variables, which simply denote the starting, the ending times of the variable and its processing times. As we are dealing with non-preemptive schedule, we have that the starting time plus the processing time is equal to the ending times. The first type of constraint that we have in this problem is our temporal constraint, which means precedence constraint, which simply imposes that a task precedes another one. It means that she ends before the second task starts, and disjunction constraint, which enforces that the two tasks do not overlap. In our model, we will use, in fact, a reified version of the disjunction constraint. That means that we introduce a Boolean variable which represents the relative ordering of the two tasks. Then we have some resources, the machine and the job, which are unary resources. It means that this is resource with unary capacity. Any pair of tasks that are executed on this resource should not overlap. In constraint programming, we like to define global constraints which can either strengthen domain reduction or reduce computation time to reach the fixed point. For instance, for disjunctive resource, there are two famous filtering rules, which are not first, not last, which simply determine if a task cannot be scheduled after or before a subset of tasks, or the edge finder rule, which determines that if some task must be scheduled before or after a set of tasks. So with this constraint, we can already define a naive approach to the OpenShop model. It means simply states one global disjunctive constraint per machine and per job, and then branch, for instance, either by using the min-dom, min-val heuristic or by assigning a starting time to a task in the left branch and then forbidding the same starting time in the right branch. In fact, with this approach, it is hopeless to solve even small problems. It can be improved by using a better branching heuristic, the set times heuristic, which is, in the general case, incomplete, but in the OpenShop, for OpenShop scheduling, it is a complete heuristic. But even with this improvement, it will not allow to solve efficiently large problems. So most exact method or even meta-heuristic use the disjunctive model. In the disjunctive model, you have a disjunctive graph in which the nodes are the task, the arc are the precedence constraint, and the edge are the disjunction constraints. Fixing a disjunction means you have to replace a disjunctive edge by a precedence. It means choose the relative ordering between the two tasks. And this disjunctive graph has some nice properties. It means that any feasible schedules correspond to fixing all the disjunction without creating any cycle. And then, in the case of the OpenShop, the max span of the schedule is given by the longest path in this graph. It is what we call a critical path. So, of course, as this is a directed acyclic graph, it can be, in this case, it can be computed very fast in a polynomial time. Our constraint model has a good property because fixing a disjunction means simply instantiate a Boolean variable associated to a disjunction constraint. So, in fact, we start with a graph in which there is an edge between any pair of tasks which share a machine or which belong to the same job. And at the end of the search, we have only precedence constraint, and we can compute the critical path, which is the longest path in the graph. So now that we are able to define constraint programming model, we have to define a constraint programming algorithm, which means to define also the search algorithm. So our algorithm has 4 key components. Finding quickly a good initial solution to give an upper bound and to improve domain filtering at the root of the search. We propose 2 constraint models that we call light or heavy, and we integrate randomization and restart in the search algorithm, as well as no good recording from restart. So it is a simple algorithm because it had only 4 key components, and these components are available in many constraint solvers. So first, let's define the light and heavy model. In the light model, you only have precedence constraint, if any, because in OpenShop there is no precedent constraint and disjunction constraint. And the heavy model also states the disjunctive global constraint to improve the filtering. In this paper, we consider that a constraint programming model is both the definition of the constraints and the definition of the branching heuristic. So we use 2 different branching heuristics. A new branching heuristic in the light model, which is slack over weighted degree, which is inspired by the domain over weighted degree heuristic, and which learn weight for variable from the propagation mechanism. And the profile heuristic, which build a probabilistic profile of the resource consumption using the time window of the task and select a disjunction at the resource and time point where the maximum contention is identified. So we integrate randomization and restart to avoid trashing, which means that failure in the search tree are discovered over and over again and are due only to the early choice in the search tree. And we consider 2 restart policy that, in this case, will lead to equivalent results. Then we add no good recording from restart to avoid redundant work, is that between all the work accomplished during a step is recorded, and we will not explore the same part of the tree again. Note that for using randomization and restart, you have to integrate randomization or learning in the branching heuristic. So now let's talk about the experimental result. We use the 3 classical set of benchmark instances for the OpenShop problem, and our motivation was simply to study the impact of the component of the algorithm and to compare with the state-of-the-art approach. As the algorithm is randomized, we perform 20 executions for each instance and with 2 constraint solvers. In this plot, the x coordinate is the ratio of the solving time with restart over the solving time without restart, and the y coordinate is the ratio of the number of visited nodes with restart over the number of visited nodes without restart. The important point is that each point represents an instance, and the point in the top right quadrant are instances improved by the use of restart, whereas instances in the bottom left quadrant are instances degraded by the use of restart. So using restart globally improve the resolution, but the resolution of some instances are degraded. Adding no good recording over to restart policy improves the resolution by a factor between 1 and 10 for all instances. Finally, combining restart policy and no good recording, we keep the positive effect of adding restart strategy while negative effect of restart strategy are eliminated. So now in fact, the light and heavy model are both robust since they are able to solve all instances for all their execution. But they have some different behavior. In fact, we can see in the table here, which summarize the result for the 11 hardest instance, that the light model is faster, but the heavy model visit less node due to its improved filtering. A very important remark is that the model and the branching reinforce each other. In fact, if you swap the branching heuristic and the constraint, you greatly degrade the performance over both models. It means that using the profile heuristic with the light model is not a good idea because you have less filtering and the time window are wider. And using the slack over weighted degree heuristic with the heavy model, it perturbs as the disjunctive constraint detects more contradiction than the light model, it will perturb the learning of the weights. Last, we compare our approach with other approach. I select the two subset of instance, the set of instance which is very favorable to meta-heuristic, and because the optimality proof is trivial, it means that a trivial lower bound is equal to the optimality, to the optimum. And then we take a little bit more time, but we are consistent, it means that we solve all instances because no meta-heuristic is able to find all optimum for this instance. And then this set of instances, Guéret and Prince, is the better for us since they are almost trivial for us, whereas they are very difficult for the meta-heuristic. Last, it was really difficult to compare ourselves with the approach of Laborie because he did not provide any detailed result, but it seems comparable, but we have a simpler algorithm. And for the Tamura and al. Approach, which is an encoding of a constraint optimization problem into a SAT problem, we are much more faster. To conclude, we have proposed a simple algorithm for the OpenShot problem. Simple because it has only 4 key components available in many constraint solvers. Flexible because we have 2 constraint models with different behavior. Robust because results are consistent across multiple execution despite randomization. And generic because since then it has been applied to other shop scheduling problems. Thank you.